Welcome to Cloud Solutions Podcast, where we simplify the world of cloud technology, one episode at a time.
Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive with us. We've been exploring all this amazing generative AI stuff, right? And you're probably thinking, okay, that's cool, but how do I actually use it with my company's data?
That's the question everyone's asking.
Right, we're talking all those documents, reports, internal wikis, a real gold mine of information.
Absolutely. It's a treasure trove of knowledge that's unique to each business.
But here's the thing. Training an entirely new AI model from scratch to understand all of that, it's a massive undertaking.
It really is. We're talking Bloomberg GPT, Exion levels of resources, millions of dollars.
Yeah, not exactly pocket change for most companies.
Definitely not. Building a foundation model from the ground up is a huge commitment, both financially and technically.
So then we think about fine-tuning, right? Tweaking an existing model. It seems more manageable.
Fine-tuning definitely has its place. But for getting specific answers from your company's OW and documents, there's a more elegant solution. Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG for short.
RAG, okay, I'm listening.
Honestly, it's way cooler than it sounds. Imagine asking a question, not just to Google, but to an AI that's read everything your company has ever produced.
Wow. Yeah, but even a super smart AI,
Yeah.
how could it possibly make sense of all that?
You're right. Even the smartest AI needs a bit of help navigating that much information. RA is like giving it a personal research assistant.
I like it. So how does this AI research assistant work?
Think of it in 4 steps. First, we turn all your documents into numbers, like translating it into a language the AI understands.
Okay, so it's kind of like giving each piece of information a unique code.
Exactly. These numerical representations are called embeddings, and they get stored in a special database called a vector database.
So it's like creating a fingerprint for every single bit of information.
Perfect analogy. That's step 1. And this is all done up front, just once. So now you have this searchable database of information fingerprints. Then, when you ask a question,
The research assistant springs into action.
that's step 2. Then in step 3, an orchestrator analyzes your question and uses those fingerprints to pinpoint the most relevant information. It's like knowing exactly which document to pull off the shelf.
And finally, it gives us the answer.
Right. Step 4. The AI combines your question with those targeted snippets to give you a truly informed answer.
So it's not just guessing. It's actually using our specific data. That's really impressive. But
Yeah.
I'm curious, why not just fine-tune the AI directly? Why go through all the ARG steps?
Yeah, I can see how that might seem simpler. But let's think about it this way. R is like having a researcher who can instantly adapt. New product launch, no problem. Updated guidelines, easy. R just updates its library.
So it's quick and flexible.
Exactly. Fine-tuning, on the other hand, is like sending your AI back to school every time something changes. Time-consuming and costly.
Makes sense. So RAG wins on speed and adaptability, especially if our data is constantly changing.
Absolutely. But there's more. ARG is also all about transparency.
Transparency, what do you mean by that?
Remember those fingerprints? It can point you back to the exact documents it used to formulate the answer.
Oh, wow. So it's like footnotes for AI. That's huge for building trust. You can actually see where the information is coming from.
Exactly. This ability to cite sources makes it invaluable in fields where accuracy and traceability are crucial. Plus, RAG minimizes the risk of the AI hallucinating.
Hold on, AI hallucinating. Is that really a thing?
It can happen. Sometimes generative AI models trained on limited data start to, fill in the gaps themselves. But with RAGs, the AI is anchored to the facts within your documents.
So it's grounded. Less chance of going off on some wild AI tangent.
Precisely. This makes RAG much more reliable. Now, I know you're probably thinking, okay, this sounds powerful, but how do I actually do RAG, especially on AWS?
Yeah, that's my next question. It sounds pretty complex.
I won't lie, it can be. But the good news is that AWS offers 2 main paths depending on your comfort level with AI and your technical expertise. The first is like having a personal chef for your AI. Fully managed services on AWS. They take care of the heavy lifting.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. Less time in the AI kitchen, more time enjoying the results.
Exactly. Less control, but much easier to get started. The second path is more hands-on. Building custom RAG architectures. You choose the ingredients, build your own system, more control, but requires more expertise.
Okay, so 2 delicious options. Let's dig into the fully managed path first. Which chef are we calling?
AWS has 2 fantastic services in this category, Amazon Q Business and Amazon Bedrock Knowledge Bases. Think of Q Business as the Swiss Army knife of RAG. It connects to tons of data sources, Salesforce, Jira, SharePoint, You name it. You can even upload your own documents.
Yeah.
And it's super customizable.
So it's pretty versatile.
Very much so. Then there's Bedrock Knowledge Bases. That's for those who want a more streamlined experience. Handles the whole RAG flow from ingesting your data to updating the vector database. It's great for multi-turn conversations where you're having an extended back and forth with the AI.
So QBusiness is for the customization enthusiasts, and Bedrock Knowledge Bases is for those who want a more automated setup.
Got it. Exactly. Now, if you're feeling adventurous and want to build your own RAG system, AWS provides all the building blocks.
Okay, let's get our hands dirty. What are we working with?
First, you need a retriever. This is the research assistant combing through your data. Think of it as the part of the system that knows where everything is.
Okay, so we have our data translated for the AI and a retriever to find it. And we have options here too, right? Not just one type of research assistant.
You're catching on. AWS offers various retrieval tools, each with its own strengths. Amazon Kendra, for example, is great if you don't want to manage a database yourself, comes with built-in connectors for popular data sources, and has strong access control features.
So Kendra is the organized librarian who always knows where to find the right book.
That's a great way to put it. Then there's OpenSearch, a high-performance search engine perfect for those dealing with massive amounts of data.
For those drowning in a sea of information.
Exactly. And if you want to combine vector search with other data types in the same database, Aurora PostgreSQL with pgvector is a strong choice. Or if you're already using knowledge graphs, Neptune Analytics allows for some cool graph queries alongside your vector search.
It's starting to feel like we're building a custom-designed AI brain. In a good way, of course.
The possibilities are truly remarkable. And we haven't even talked about the generators, the actual AI models that generate the answers.
Okay, yeah, the stars of the show. Do we have options here too?
Absolutely. Amazon Bedrock offers a ton of different models from providers like Anthropic, Stability AI, and Amazon's own Titan models. Claude Sonnet is a popular choice for RAG. It's known for handling complex questions and staying on topic. Then there's SageMaker Jumpstart. Provides access to pre-trained open source models that you can customize to your liking.
Wow, so many choices. It's like a menu of AI superpowers. But how do we choose which RA path is right for us? This is a lot to process.
It is a lot, you're right. Thankfully, AWS provides a handy-dandy flowchart to guide us through the decision-making process.
Flowcharts, the ultimate decision-making tool.
Exactly. This flowchart starts with some basic questions about your data, use case, and technical expertise. It helps steer you away from unnecessary complexity and towards the solution that's the best fit.
Like a choose-your-own-adventure for RAG implementations.
Exactly. And as we walk through this flowchart in the next segment, I'll offer some relatable analogies to help visualize the options. For example, if you're just starting out, QBusiness is like the easy bake oven of RAG. Simple, user-friendly, and perfect for experimentation.
Love it. And even if we start simple, we can always level up later. RAG and fine-tuning can actually work together for an even more powerful solution, right?
That's a great point. It's not either. You can combine these techniques to create an AI solution that's truly tailored to your business. But to fully understand the nuances, we need to take a closer look at those decision points. Welcome back to our deep dive into AUG on AWS. Last time, we talked about what AUG is, how it works, and those two paths on AWS, fully managed services versus custom builds. Now, let's figure out how to choose.
Yeah, because choice overload is real, especially in the world of AI. Things change so fast, it's easy to get lost.
Absolutely. That's where the AWS decision-making flowchart comes in. It's like a roadmap for your AG journey. And it all starts with a simple but crucial question. Is Amazon Q Business available in your AWS region?
Okay, so location matters. Why is that so important?
Well, Q Business offers that personal chef experience, remember, handles a lot of the setup and management for you. If it's not available in your region, you might miss out on that easy route.
So no local chef, no easy dinner. Got it. But what if QBusiness AS available? Does that mean we're automatically locked into that path?
Not necessarily. Even if it is available, you might have needs that are better suited to a different approach. That's what the flowchart helps you figure out.
Okay, so even with a chef on standby, we still have options. I like that.
Yeah.
But what if both of those fully managed services are off the table? What happens then?
That's where things branch out. The next question becomes, do you need very specific control over the R workflow? Or are you happy to leverage existing tools and infrastructure?
So this is where we start thinking about building our own research assistant and picking the brains of the operation, so to speak.
Exactly. If you have specific requirements that the managed services just can't meet, or if you already have infrastructure you want to use, then it's time to look at those custom RAG architectures.
Got it. But let's say for now, We're all about simplicity. Letting AWS handle the complex stuff, we're firmly in the fully managed camp. What's next?
Then the flowchart looks at your data sources and the types of questions you want to ask. If your knowledge base is mostly structured data, like info stored in databases, then QBusiness is probably your best bet.
Makes sense. You wouldn't use a hammer to screw in a light bulb. Right tool for the job. But what if our data is more, well, all over the place, different formats, different sources?
If you have a mix of structured and unstructured data, then Bedrock Knowledge Bases might be a better fit. It's designed for a wider range of content.
So QBusiness is our structured data specialist. Bedrock Knowledge Bases is the master of the mixed media knowledge universe.
I like that. The flowchart also asks, do you need multi-turn conversations?
Multi-turn conversation. So like a chatbot that remembers what we've already talked about.
Exactly. Bedrock Knowledge Bases can handle that, maintains context and coherence, makes the experience much more natural.
Gotcha. So if we're building a chatbot or an AI assistant, that's something to keep in mind.
Definitely. Now let's switch gears for a second.
Yeah.
Let's talk about building custom RE architectures. Remember the retrievers, the research assistants that find the right info? The flowchart helps you choose the best one for your needs.
Right. Back to our custom-built AI brain. So what are our options for creating a retriever?
If you value simplicity and strong access controls, Amazon Kendra is great. It's a managed service, so you don't have to manage the database yourself.
So Kendra is like having a personal librarian. Sounds amazing.
It really is. But if you're dealing with massive amounts of data, you might need something with more power. That's where OpenSearch comes in. Built for speed and scale. Perfect for huge data sets.
Okay, so OpenSearch is the retriever to call when you're swimming in data. Makes sense.
Exactly. And the flowchart gets even more specific. Offers options like Aurora PostgreSQL with pgvector for combining different data types, and Neptune Analytics if you're working with knowledge graphs.
Wow, this is getting really customizable.
It is, and there are even options for in-memory databases like MemoryDB and DocumentDB for lightning-fast performance.
If speed is everything, those are the ones to look at.
They're the Ferraris of data retrieval. And get this, MemoryDB can also act as a memory buffer for your AI.
Wait, a memory buffer, what does that mean?
It means your AI can remember past answers, past conversations even. Doesn't have to recalculate every time.
So it's like having an AI with photographic memory.
Exactly. Super efficient. And we haven't even touched upon third-party options.
There's more.
The AWS ecosystem is vast. The flowchart acknowledges that you might already be using a specific vector database or that a third-party solution offers a unique benefit. Pinecone, for instance, is popular.
So even if your needs are really specific, you can probably find a solution that fits within the AWS world.
That's the beauty of it. AWS gives you a really comprehensive platform with options for everyone, from beginner to expert. But choosing the retriever, that's just the first step.
Right. We still need to pick the brains of the operation, the generators that will be creating those brilliant answers.
And that is where we'll pick up in part 3 of our deep dive. We'll explore those AI models available through Amazon Bedrock and SageMaker Jumpstart. We'll help you choose the perfect generator to power your R implementation.
Can't wait. Sounds like we're about to unlock a whole new level of AI awesomeness. See you there. All right, deep divers, welcome back. We're in the final stretch of our RAG adventure on AWS. We've covered so much ground. We know what RAG is. We know how it works. We figured out whether to go fully managed or build our own system. And we even talked about those research assistants, the retrievers. Now it's time for the heart of it all. Choosing the brains of the operation, those large language models or LLMs that will be crafting all those amazing answers.
The generators, yes. They're the ones that take everything the retriever has gathered, mix it with the user's question, and actually create the response. That's where the real magic happens.
It really is. And just like with the retrievers, AWS gives us options, right?
Yeah.
It's like walking into a candy store of AI models.
Mm-hmm.
Except I bet these are a lot pricier than gummy bears.
That's a good point. But just like any important investment, choosing the right model is key. And thankfully, we have our trusty AWS flowchart to guide us.
That flowchart has been a lifesaver on this journey. What does it tell us about choosing generators?
Well, the flowchart reminds us that if we've gone the fully managed route with Amazon Q Business, the LLM is already chosen for us. AWS has pre-selected a model based on the tasks Q Business typically handles.
So less control over the specific model, but more peace of mind knowing AWS has optimized things.
Exactly. They've done all the work to make sure the experience is smooth and effective for most use cases.
I can see the appeal in that. But what if we've gone rogue and built our own custom RAG architecture.
Then it's time to explore. We have two main paths: Amazon Bedrock, which is like a marketplace of different LLMs, and Amazon SageMaker Jumpstart, which offers pre-trained open source models ready for customization.
Two different stores to shop in. Help me understand when I choose one over the other.
Think of Bedrock as a high-end department store for AI models. You'll find all the latest and greatest LLMs from the top providers: Anthropic, Stability AI, even Amazon's own Titan models.
So if we're looking for the best of the best, Bedrock is our go-to.
It's definitely a great option for accessing those top-tier models. And just like a department store, you have choices. You can test them out, see how they perform with your data, and choose the one that fits your budget and your specific needs.
So it's like having a personal AI shopper. That's awesome. What about Jumpstart then? What's different about that?
Jumpstart is more like an open source marketplace. Lots of pre-trained models, but you can really dig in and customize them. It's great for those who enjoy tinkering and want more control over the fine-tuning process.
So for the DIY folks, the ones who want to create a truly unique AI experience.
Exactly. With Jumpstart, you can fine-tune those models with your company's data and get even better accuracy.
It's like you're teaching the AI to speak your company's language.
That's a great way to put it. Now, within all these amazing models, some are especially well-suited for RAG.
Ooh, give me the inside scoop. Which ones should we be keeping an eye on?
One that comes to mind is Anthropic's Claude Sonnet, available through Bedrock. It's known for handling those complex questions, staying on topic, and giving really reliable responses.
So like we're building a RAG for, say, customer support, where accuracy is everything. Claude Sonnet might be a good one to look at.
It would. And if you need a model that really understands code, there are specialized models for that too, both in Bedrock and Jumpstart.
Right. If you're building a RAG system for developers, that makes perfect sense. It's amazing how many options there are.
It really is. The world of AI is moving so fast, and there are models being developed for almost every imaginable task. Choosing the right one is really important for making your RAG a success.
I'm with you there. But before we finish up, I want to zoom out for a minute. Why should people care about RAG? What's the big deal?
You're right. It's important to remember the why. RAG isn't just about fancy tech. It's about changing how we work with information. Imagine giving your employees access to all of your company's knowledge, no matter where it lives.
It's like having a search bar that understands your company's inside jokes.
Exactly. Our RAG can break down those information silos, making knowledge accessible and discoverable. That can lead to faster decisions, better training, even completely new products and services based on those AI insights.
Wow. So we're talking about a real boost in productivity and innovation.
Absolutely. And we've only scratched the surface. We've been talking about text-based R, but what if you could ask questions about images, videos, audio files, all those things sitting in your company archives?
Hold on, there's more.
Always more to explore. Imagine an AI that could help you find that one specific product demo from years ago just by describing what you remember from it.
That would be incredible. We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. We learned what a RAG is, how it works, all the different tools, and even got a glimpse of what the future holds.
It's been a great journey, and our RAG really is a game changer. I encourage everyone listening to keep learning, keep experimenting, see how RAG can transform your work.
Who knows, maybe one of our listeners will be the one to discover the next amazing RAG application, the one that pushes the boundaries of what we thought was possible with AI. So until next time, keep diving deep, and we'll catch you on our next adventure into the world of amazing tech.